Hi everyone, this is my presentation called Supporting Language and Literacy. So, my main focuses are the preschool age group because that is what I'm most comfortable with and what I am surrounded by most often. The ELF domain, the ELF domain I am focusing on is the language and literacy domain, and I am going to be talking about the basics of language development as well as discussing strategies and resources to support that development. So, first, the basics of language development. By preschool age group, children are able to understand and respond to many questions using more and more complex language. Language starts simply, however, with babbling and then slowly moves to full words. So they might start with the word app, and then it becomes apple, or b, b, ball, ma becomes mama or mommy. Um, and then this moves into two or three word sentences. The words will become more complex as well as the sentences they form. One of the indicators for children about 60 months is that they are creating 5-word sentences. So, this with this in mind, the main goals for the EOLF for literacy are children attending and understanding language and communication from others in increasingly complex ways. Children are able to communicate and speak with others in an appropriate way that gives the amount of information needed. They are also able to do this with increased detail and language and length. Children are able to understand and use words for different reasons and in different ways, as well as understanding that they fall into different categories. Children know that these words are also made up of smaller sounds and are starting to understand the basics of rhyming as well as word categories. Children know that what print is and how it works, identifying letters and their correct sounds. They're also understanding narratives through storytelling and retelling, as well as being able to ask questions when books are read aloud. Um, they are beginning to write for different reasons, and these markings that they're using are becoming more sophisticated. So instead of just like simple scribbles, they're becoming things that resemble actual letters. So, some of the similarities and differences in children's language development: children will learn new words at different speeds, and this can depend on a few different things, including personality. However, for the most part, by the age of 3, they should know about 300 words in their home language. So, how does child context affect language development? Environment, as well as culture and family, can impact development. In fact, they have found that socioeconomic status can correlate to different levels of development. Lower socioeconomic status children will have lower vocabularies, not because they are low socioeconomic status, but because they are not given as many opportunities to increase their vocabulary and have less one-on-one interactions with an adult. Observing growth ways. There are a few ways that we observe growth in children's language through watching children, but also through speaking with them, interacting with children, such as reading with them or conversing with them, is a way to track how they're growing as well as support their growth going forward.